What's up, people? So we're back on Wednesday. We're unfortunately not on another run. We are just in the studio about to record a podcast with Conor O'Brien, which you may have seen in the first video. But basically, while we weren't able to go for a run this week, saw a physio on Tuesday about what I thought was my calf, but it ended up not being my calf. It's actually been my hamstring. So running from here all the way down to my leg is basically like pulled pretty bad, like strained pretty bad. And I probably knew that coming off of the run on Friday. If you saw those videos from last week, I was basically like in agony pain. And then I went in to do a long run, and at 15 kilometers I had to call a day. Basically my leg was just, it was just too bad basically at that point. So the problem is this, is like you either keep on running and end up in a fucking wheelchair, or you stop now, fix the problem and go again. So this obviously slows down everything. But when I spoke with a few of my coaches this week, what we're going to need to do is get back, get uninjured as quickly as possible, and then be able to get back doing long runs and speed runs. So I'm going to be recording with Conor today, which is going to be pretty interesting because he's just on the back of running 100 kilometers. So he's going to be able to help me with this. But there's a few things as well that like we're never going to be able to avoid full injury. That's obvious. So when you speak with some of the physios, which are great, they're telling you to rest for like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but I don't have that time. So this week in particular, it's about getting the exercises done, focusing on those exercises, repairing my leg, and then getting back running. So it's obviously frustrating, but I think like part of like the journey basically is that you're gonna kind of get fucked up every once in a while, and it's just rolling with that. So on Sunday, I was not in a good position, let's put it that way, because I was thinking, am I going to be able to run? Am I going to be able to do this? And if I do it, am I going to fuck it up completely and blow over 4 hours of running? I don't think that's going to be the case, look, but I do think that it's just going to be something we need to really watch and be careful of. And in the meantime, just walking it down. So overall, resting up, I feel a lot better that I'm not pounding on a sore, like broken leg effectively, but eager to get back. So that's the plan for right now. What's up, guys? Super quick update for Voix podcast coaching. We are just launching our first cohort in our coaching program. This is going to be open until the 15th of June. So if you've been interested in growing your podcast and monetizing your audience, check out the link down below to our coaching program. We're going to go through absolutely everything there is, from the strategy to growth to monetization, for you to be able to grow your podcast. You're also going to be in a community of other podcasters. It's a private community. You'll have access to course material, and you'll have weekly live calls with me for 8 weeks. The first program is going to start at the end of July, so check out the link down below and book a call with me to learn more about Vogue's coaching program. Today is the 15th of June. I have exactly 8 weeks until I run my first marathon in Cambodia. I'm meant to have run over 60 kilometers this week, and on Saturday I have ran a total of 0 kilometers this week. So all of this week I've been completely injured. I spent more time on the physio table than I have on the road, which is both alarming but also kind of positive that I'm back running now. So I've been absolutely itching to start running again. It's been just a big driver this week, was how to get back and how to get fit, but I need to be patient. So we're here at 5:30 in the morning in Denpasar again. Shout out to Vay for getting up super early, and we're going to do our first run back. So the big goal today is to not get injured, right? And I think if I've learned anything in the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks now, it's the fact that it's a marathon, not a sprint, is really important. I think that I've been jumping in, going really hard on things, not fully prepared. I'm always learning, but now we're going to need to be able to get back fit and get back running hard is the plan. Oh, pretty. This is literally as calm as it gets. Sunrise across Bali is literally so beautiful. People think like Bali is like super busy and loud and there's loads of traffic and all this stuff. But like, I think honestly, if you can't be happy somewhere like here, like you're not going to be happy anywhere in the world, right? And like if people find like Bali busy, you come 10 minutes out of the city and it's like this. Like we haven't heard like a sound in the past 30 minutes. Super quiet, a couple of guys just playing basketball, just enjoying life. I feel super calm. I don't feel like I'm about to put myself through pain. I always appreciate that. Like it's just different. It's not what you get at other places in the world.
How's your feel, man?
Feeling good. I have a small pain in my calf, but I kind of asked myself, am I just being a little bitch? Or is it pain? I think I'm just being a little bitch. So yeah, had a bit of tightness through my calf. Again, I think some of it is like warranted, it's just gonna happen. And then some of it then obviously can be like fixed. I did start getting a bit of a kind of a, would you say like spasm in my knee. Like it was just super tight. My leg feels like it's like locked and I'm like running. So, I don't know, I think most of it's okay. But then some of it then is obviously just like constant pressure on the ankle, on the knee joint, on my hamstring. It's just gonna need some work. Luckily, fitness is pretty good. Feel fine. The run wasn't difficult. It's pretty chill. But the question is this gonna scale to 42 kilometers? And still, I don't know the answer to that at the moment. The best way to describe like running on an injury, it's like if you have something wrong with your shoulder and you went into the gym and every exercise you do is bench press, right? It's like you're doing bench press all day, every fucking day, every exercise, every workout, because you can't leave the pain, especially with your legs. So I'm coming around the corner and I kind of feel like I have like a metal rod in my leg. It's difficult to like straighten my leg, but I can't just hide it. Now, I have seen like a lot of people be like, okay, you need to like mentally detach from like that pain. But I don't think that's meant to be in training, but I fucking hope not. Otherwise it's gonna be a rough couple of weeks. I think there's a couple of things we need to work on. One, it's like, this is gonna be painful, and I'm just gonna need to suck up a lot of it. And then two, at every step that I can, how can I make sure that I'm not fucking things up for longer term? Because like part of the infinite game, right, is that we want to do this for a long time. I don't want to just do this for 8 weeks and then end up in a wheelchair for the next couple of months. I want to be able to like really build upon this and do many more events. And I'm hoping the beginning is only going to be like this, basically, where it's like a few niggles, a few pains, and working along the lines with it. Hi guys, good morning. We don't really know where we are. So George has brought us to somewhere random. But we're going to do a 10k today. This is going to be not getting super injured. It's fun. It's loud. It's going to be a lot of people around. It's going to be sick. But we're back to somewhat full health. A lot of physiotherapy happening, everything. So today is about just getting in the miles. Less about the time, more about the miles is the plan. Alright, bounce. Let's go.
So I just finished 1 hour, 3 minutes. Felt good the entire way, which is a change. I definitely got some pain in my knee though coming around the back. Could be just getting tired, but good to be back. Good to run. David smashed it.
Well done, brother.
Yeah, man. It's his second run over 10k. Yeah. And his last run was our run together at 12k, so smashing it, man. How to get rid of all of your pains and numb all of your pains. Like every man in the world. This is basically disguising all of the pain. It helps though. Fucking hell it helps. I feel lighter.
Try rub some on your balls and you see how you feel.
Well, I thought it was like more fitness based. Like, so like, you know, like, it's like lateral logical thinking, just like, do the fucking runs, get on with it, just think it's fine, and then just do 10, 20, 30, 40 kilometers. But like, what I've learned is that it's actually nothing to do with that. It's more to do with, I don't know, it could be for some people that are more focused on the fitness side, which is like they need to run more. Whereas for me, I don't need to run more, I just need to be not injured. But then what's happened now is the fact that it's not about like, oh, am I running faster? It's more like, can I even run? So if I'm waking up like this morning being like, oh, it hurts walking down the stairs, or it hurts when I'm like walking around my house, then like, how the fuck am I going to run for 4 hours, right? And that's what goes through my head. Or like when we came around that corner, put my knee down, and then I just got like a twinge, and it was sore. But it's like, is this just sore, or am I making it worse in my brain, or is it actually really bad, right? So I think the way I think about it is like this: there's obviously an element of pain you're going to go through, like it's like mental exhaustion, but then like the physical pain, what's the threshold there, right? Because there's no rule books. Whereas in the gym, if you go to the gym and if you're twinging your shoulder, you stop, right? You really stop, and that's the biggest thing, bro. We have like 6.5 weeks. This is the problem with me in general though, is that I do something and then I go like all in on something and then I almost lose the excitement for it. And that's not to say I don't like doing it, but it's more into like, I call it like business as usual. So you wake up, you get a task to do, get a task done, and you move on. And then so there's like input, output, and then outcome. So I'm much more focused now on like the outcome of this, which is just like getting in, getting it done, versus like, oh, like these are like some fun 15Ks to run. It's like, how fast am I doing them? Am I even doing them? How do I feel? So I do feel good, and I feel a lot healthier and sharper and stuff like this. But it's just more like the expectation. And also when you're recording it too, there is that extra bit of pressure, you know? Which is a beauty too, right? Like I wanted to document it so that I could see like, okay, how does it feel through that process? But then there's also a bit of pressure, because it's like, shit, I thought my biggest fear would be running 20 kilometers, or running 30 kilometers, or running 40 kilometers. But that's actually not it. Obviously it takes an impact, there's no doubt about that. But if you want to like run marathons, build a business, record podcasts, even create content, even manage a relationship, you can get it done. You just need to be super dialed in with it. So like there's a consequence to like everything you do, but it's like the first order of consequence, which is like, yeah, you've less time to like go hang out with the guys. The second order of consequence then is like how that impacts, let's say, your business, how it impacts like your fitness, whatever. But I think it's definitely like net positive. But the main thing is just that like what else is going in that. So for me, like I'm so happy to pull like the social aspect. I'm like, I don't give a shit if I have to like not meet people for 2 months. If I'm working towards like a bigger goal, I don't think it's like impacting the business and the podcast much. If anything, it adds to it. Like it actually adds to it, because you're getting better at like telling stories. You're getting better at like creating videos, or like, you know, you're more focused from like being dialed in with your fitness and health. But that's like the first order of consequence. But secondly is that like there's no way I could do this on my own. Like, there's absolutely no way. Like obviously, like we have the training coach, nutrition coach, strength coach, then at least takes care of like all the dogs, the day-to-day stuff. I don't think you can do all of this at a very high level on your own. And that's not to say like you shouldn't be discouraged to try things like this, but it's like everything has a consequence, you know? And it's about how much
system around
this whole, and it's also like how much you're willing to sacrifice. Like I said to David this morning,
you guys have even planned the routes. So when we're running, I'm not even checking where we are in the map. Whereas before, it's like, oh, like, am I doing the 5K? Am I doing the 10K or whatever? It's like you're just like go that way and then come around, which is I'm super grateful for, right? Because otherwise, all of that mental energy like wears you down. You know what I mean? So like the way I describe it is like the only thing I'm focused on right now is being uninjured and running well, and then like all the other running stuff is taken care of, all the diet is taken care of, and then in the business then is like making sure that we're progressing in the business, team are in place, even with the content, like we don't even look at the content, right? It's the beauty of having a really fucking good team that we have, right? Is that the editors are on point, like everything is taken care of, so you can focus on your zone of genius. Not necessary for guys in the beginning starting out, but there comes a stage whereby that's where you use your capital, but buy back your time so you can focus on shit like this.